Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Be Better Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Perkins. The mission of the Be Better Podcast is for people to think about life deeper. All right, let's dive into it. Today's episode is called Be Better with Father Time. I'm going to discuss a lot of components about time in hopes that you reflect on the remaining time you have here left on this precious earth. It's funny as humans that we don't give time to love and respect it deserves. When all is good, we push it aside, we become oblivious to it, and we just do our thing thinking we have all the time in the world. However, as humans, we get into that jam, we get into some type of negativity, now we become friends with time and we give it that love and respect that we should have been giving it all the time. So I'm asking you to think about that and to change your mindset when it comes to time and always cherish it, no matter if you're in the good or a bad state. Always think about it, cherish it, and respect it. Something I'm going to share with you that I never shared with anyone. My daughter doesn't even know about this thought I've had. When I was age 20, I said to myself, I just don't want to grow old and be wrinkly and walk around with a cane and have all these aches and pains and look that old ugly have that old ugly image. And so I said, I'm going to live my life to the fullest. And when I get to age 55, I'm out. I'm going to pass on when I'm in my prime. Well, I thought of that when I was age 20. And now I stand before you, age 55. And I say to myself, just kidding. My point behind that, sharing that thought, that personal thought with you is when I was 20 years old, that was naive thinking. Now that I'm 55, I realized age 20 to 55 went by, it seems like in 2 weeks. I thought at this point, age 20, I had 800 years before I turned 55. It just seemed like 2 weeks went by and boom, I went from age 20 to 55. So I don't want to leave this earth, and I'm praying that doesn't happen. But I just want to share that kind of quirky, funny thought with you because that time went by fast. Yes, I've done a lot of positive things. Yes, I had a lot of failures, rejections. I did a lot of stupid things. And I'm happy to be here at age 55, healthy and able to do a lot of things moving forward. It's funny when you get to this age, the age 55, I guess we call it middle age. You're in a different mindset. You should be in a different mindset where you've made your mistakes. You let emotions kind of control you when you're younger. Now you're able to, as an older adult, more mature, developed adult, control your emotions so you make better decisions. Also, you get to this age where you want to give back. You want to be a kinder, gentler person. You want to service others. You want to be that role model, that coach, that example. That should be the goal when you hit your 50s, that you've been through the minutia, you learned your lessons, and now you're a better person helping that younger generation come up. So interesting about that. Hopefully you have some takeaways from just that short story. Let me ask you a primary question, and I hope you reference time moving forward in this sense. How many summers do you have left? Have you ever thought about that? How many summers do you have left? At age 55, I'm thinking I have around 20, 22 summers left, hopefully more. But that number for me is getting smaller and smaller compared to when I was age 20. So think about time in reference to summers. How many summers do you have left? And as your summers dwindle for you, are you being a better person? Are you really putting that better foot forward with relationships, with evolving as a person, with learning, with all aspects of your life? Are you really trying to be that better person? So think about that. I want you to pause the podcast episode right now and just think about how many summers you have left, and then click back on when you're ready. All right, hopefully you took some time to really think about how many summers you have left. And as your summers get smaller and smaller in numbers, that you're becoming that better person. All right. Did you know that every day, every 24-hour period We have 86,400 seconds in a day. 86,400 seconds. What are you doing with those 86,400 seconds? Truly, what are you doing? Are you wasting your time gaming? Are you wasting your time in that stupid, and I said it, I need to be upfront, that stupid social media crap that the devil's keeping you trapped in? Do you have yourself on Facebook, or do you have your face in a book? Facebook or your face in a book? Which one's more productive? I think your face in a book is more productive. What are you doing with your time? Are you spending it with your kids, your wife, your husband, and you're creating those moments? Because life is just full of moments, be it small or big. Life is all about a collection of moments. What are you doing with those 86,400 seconds? Now, think about those 86,400 seconds in dollars. What if you were given every day $86,400 and you had to spend it by the end of your 24-hour period, or you would lose it? I bet all of you out there would be hustling and bustling to spend that money. So why don't you take that same urgency and apply it to your time, your 86,400 seconds? All right. Our average human lifespan here in the United States was 78 years. Because of COVID, it dropped to 77. And now because of the fentanyl overdoses, it's 76.4. So the average human lifespan now, as of 2022, is 76.4 years. And the primary retirement age is 65 years. So you retire at 65 and you get 76.4 on average years of life, which gives you just over 11 years to do you, to be you. That's not a lot of years. Hopefully you can retire sooner than that so you can create those moments with the remaining time you have left. But that's not, from 65 to 76.4, not a lot of time. So I want you to think about that. 4 years when it comes to time, 4 years is equal to 2 million minutes. It's actually, if you do the math, a little bit more, but I like to round it down because 2 million minutes sounds more sexy. So 4 years is 2 million minutes. If you think about it, in human life, 4 years seems to be kind of a common benchmark with us. It takes 4 years to graduate from high school, 4 years to graduate from a university, college, or trade school. And then after 4 years of marriage, you look at your partner and say, do I really want to be married to this person? That last one was a joke. Hopefully you got it. So think about a 4-year mark as a benchmark for you. And we're used to that, but maybe set a 4-year goal to do something spectacular, to evolve as a person, to evolve as a couple, to evolve as a family. Also, when it comes to time, did you know 4%, a lowly 4% of your day is 1 hour? 1 hour. So if someone asks you for your time, hey, I just need 1 hour to help move, 1 hour to teach me something, give them that 4%. It's only 4% of your day. Also, we don't tend to think about this, but people were born after us that have already died. There are many people who were born after us that have already passed away. If they could come back on this podcast, which they are welcome to, and talk about time, I bet it'd be a spectacular talk about how valuable time is. Then lastly, I believe in this formula. I think it's the life formula, the formula of life. I call it the 8/8/8. So 888. And what does that mean? On average, we get 8 hours of sleep a day, another 8 hours of average of work, and then the last 8 is our time. What are you doing with that last 8? What are you doing? Again, are you gaming forever? Now, this is time and a place to go gaming. If you worked hard all week, you can do some gaming on the weekends. Again, are you on that stupid social media trying to get likes and views and all that ridiculousness when you should be evolving as a person in other areas of your life? So think about that. 8/8/8. 8 sleep, 8 work, and then 8 hours. The remaining 8 hours is your time. What are you doing with that time? So here are some things I want you to think about in addition to what wisdom I just left you. Use your time as a rebirth for something you've been wanting to get to. Use your time to bet on yourself. Use your time to get out of your head. Stop overthinking. Use your time to revisit faith. We didn't get here on this earth for giggles, folks. There was a higher power involved. Use your time to make it your moment, your week, your month, your year. Use your time to just do it. Use your time to embrace the future. Use your time to create your freedom. Use your time to begin again. Stop being stuck in the mediocrity mud. And use your time to never, ever give up on yourself. Keep moving forward. If you don't have the answers, just keep putting one foot in front of the other, and eventually clarity will come. The goal will be in front of you. I want to close with this. I'm going to read you something that's really cool. I wrote it as part of one of my books. I get it from the book, John C. Maxwell's Failing Forward. A great book, a lot of lessons. One of my favorite books. I hope you read it. And this is called, Dwight Bain emailed the author of this book. He said, this gentleman, Dwight Bain, emailed me something called The City of Regret that tells the whole story. So I'm going to read it to you. It'll take all of 45 seconds. I had not really planned to take a trip this year, yet I found myself packing anyways. And off I went, dreading it. I was on another guilt trip. I booked my reservation on Wish I Had Airlines. I didn't check my bags. Everyone carries their baggage on this airline. And I had to drag it for what seemed like miles into Regret City Airport. And I could see that people from all over the world were there with me, limping along under the weight of bags they had packed themselves. I caught a cab to Last Resort Hotel, the driver taking the whole trip backward, looking over his shoulder. And there I found the ballroom where my event would be held, the annual pity party. As I checked in, I saw that all my old colleagues were on the guest list. The Dunn family, woulda, coulda, and shoulda. Both of the opportunities missed and lost. All the yesterdays, there were too many to count, but all would have sad stories to share. Shattered dreams and broken promises would be there too, along with their friends. Don't blame me, and couldn't help it. And of course, hours and hours of entertainment would be provided by the renowned storyteller. It's their fault. As I prepared to settle in for a really long night, I realized that one person had the power to send all those people home and break up the party. Me. All I had to do was return to the present and welcome the new day. If you have found yourself getting on a flight to the city of regret, recognize that it's a trip you book yourself and you can cancel at any time without penalty or fee, but you're the only one who can. And that's from, again, the book Failing Forward by John C. Maxwell. His friend emailed him that story. I wanted to share it with you. The point, I don't want you to regret time. So please show it the love and respect and cherish every moment. None of us are promised, like I said earlier, the next 5 minutes. And when you get to your end of days, what do you want people to say at your funeral? Don't you want them to say, boy, that person really, really respected time and used it, maximized it to its fullest. Everyone, thank you so much for listening. And I encourage you to grab one of these components and implement it immediately into your life right away. If you like my content, please share it so it can get out there in the world and be viral. And my goal here, again, is just to spread positivity out into the universe, out into the world. Please follow me on Spotify, Apple, or Google. If you go on one of those platforms, you can follow me. Also, go to my YouTube channel, please, and subscribe to that. It's on YouTube, Dr. Anthony J. Perkins. I put all my podcast episodes on there along with inspirational videos. And then I also can be found on Instagram at Perkup67, PERK UP67. I have my own website, Perk Up Dash U, so Perk, uh, Perk Up Dash U is PERKUP-YOU.com. That's my website. You can see my list of services there. I do a lot of organizational training, inspirational speaking, mindset coaching. You can also contact me on that website. And then, of course, I'm on Facebook. So I'm on Facebook under Anthony J. Perkins, on LinkedIn under Dr. Anthony J. Perkins. So I try to be everywhere, again, with the goal of just spreading positivity. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, be blessed and continue to push yourself to be better.